Y'all also did, like, y'all worked with Disney and the High School Musical.
Yep, and Disney Mania and Hannah Montana soundtrack.
Because that get your head in the
Crunch New
game.
Groove.
Raven
Yeah.
Simone, all that.
So what is
Get your head in the game.
Get your head in the game, you know.
You like that record?
Honestly, like, okay, I feel like I remember not only watching the movie whenever it was on Disney, but then they also... But they also used to do like the dance along joint where they like used to show you the moves before the scene and then show like and the sing along joint. I used all that. It's for the first movie specifically, like the first one. The second one was cool, and I don't know if there was a third. Was there a third one?
Part of the first.
There was a third one. I don't know too much about the third one, but that first
the one that
one.
mattered.
Yeah, I'll say shout out to Disney because I remember they were running that video on Disney Channel like
No,
heavy,
literally.
constantly. Get your head in the game. You got
Yeah.
it.
Great
Yeah,
promo.
so
Corbin
Love
Blue.
Disney.
Yeah.
Love Disney, baby.
Great
We
promo.
love Disney. They're good. They're like
good to
probably the
us.
best at promo.
Yeah.
You know,
They're really good.
What was that? Were those sessions any different from the other sessions that you guys were doing? Like, what was that process of collaborating with Disney like? If there
They
was
worked
any
really
difference.
fast. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, I was about to say. I really
cutting the records. We cut like 2 or 3 records in one day. We choreographed and
2 videos.
recorded 2 music videos in
One
a day.
day.
Yeah.
They push you like
they had y'all.
Yeah,
No,
they had
you
us
go-
working for sure.
I remember they were coming in. Were we in LA? We were choreographing 2 records, and they were like, we got about like 5 or 6 hours. They're gonna be here at 5:30, so we had to choreograph 2 routines in a day. Not even a day, a half a day.
Yeah, half a
really.
day.
And they came in, and then right after that, we had like Kelly said, you shoot them both. Like they work extremely quick.
Efficient.
very efficient.
that is a corporation. for
I
sure.
actually strive, and I like that. I like
It's
I
important.
like a challenge, and I like being like put on like on the edge and be like, okay, well, how are we gonna handle that? You know what I mean? Like I love those
But-
types of moments.
But you know what? Like going through, like working with Disney alone, like I think that really, I don't know how to say it, but it like heightened our senses to like of what we of our, like expectations. You know what I mean?
Expectations of ourselves, you mean? Like
well, that
Not
and
of
that
ourselves
just,
and
like,
of
just how other people
of other
operate.
people, you know what I mean? Just in general, like how you know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
like they're
If y'all can get it done in this amount of time for them, y'all can
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
other
it's
things
like
done.
you know
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
valid. That's
Yeah.
valid.
But they were great, man. I know we all really enjoyed working with them.
Great experience.
And we worked, we did shows with Raven. We low key did a lot with them.
Ali and AJ.
To be still signed to to Bad Boy, but still
the
be
most
doing a
urban
lot
record
of
company at the time.
Disney. Like I mean,
Crazy crossover.
yeah, I mean, like
Crazy
how many songs did
crossover.
we have on the Disney radio station at the time? Was it
Top
like
charts. Probably
And-
6, I think.
like 6
Yeah.
records?
Yeah.
Like, and
Fuck
we had,
that,
and
top
all I do was
charts.
playing. You had the Siamese. You had Get Your Head. Like it was.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like we were like low key signed to them at the same time.
Yeah, it did.
We were
feel
like
that.
literally in the offices, like while they were getting ready to release the new Pirates of the
But-
Caribbean. Like we were
Yeah.
getting all this behind the scenes exclusive. Like you
That's
know what I
fire.
mean? It
Intel.
was great.
We actually brought our producer to the Disney team. So we
Yeah.
were already like the person Drew Lane was the one who cut the vocals for Get Your Head in the Game. So the recording process was familiar for us. It's just when we got inserted into their
System.
their pacing and
Yeah.
that's when it picked up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was that like out here that you guys were working on that? Like
Yeah,
in LA?
out in LA.
we
Yeah.
recorded it in
Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
Okay.
at Drew's.
But I think everything
But
else was,
but the video I
Everything
think we came
shot
out here to
everything-
shout out.
Everything was
Okay.
Shout out here in
Yeah.
LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was it being signed? I mean, you guys are independent now, right?
Right.
How was it being signed and working for like Bad Boy? How was that time period in general? Especially with like all things now. Is there anything that you look back at that you're like, ooh, like
I mean,
Retrospectively, it's always going to be like, because you can see what you couldn't see back then.
Yeah.
But my perspective in that moment, it was very fast paced. It was very exciting. You know, we had the representation at Bad Boys, like Jason Wiley, a guy who worked there, who
was
really
great.
had our best interest
Jason.
and really did a great
that.
job with our albums. So, and then we had like, Kiki Kalikiana who did our fashion. So we loved the team we were working with. Now, when you are older and you look back and you see where, opportunities were missed and you're just kind of like, why did we not, make that decision over that? That's always going to exist. And that's a part of like growth and part of
but
the
like
game.
he says, it's just that like it's a part of the growth. It's a part like it's a part of the journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody has their own story to tell, and that's just a part of ours. You know what I mean? But we did have great people around us. We were on 106 in Park all the time. Having that experience of being on television is like second to none.
Yeah.
Being on tour, you know what I mean, and understanding how that process works and the rigorous scheduling of that from touring. We were doing 2 tours at the same time, plus radio, and so you
All
know
the press and stuff, yeah.
you
All
soak
while
in.
being homeschooled.
Yeah, exactly. While being homeschooled, you soak in like so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like invaluable.
The schedule was I saw the schedule actually like in an old email like not too long ago, and I was looking at that schedule that we had with Bad Boy. It was literally filled up for like 6 months straight every single day. And the thing about us, what I think why we excelled so well is that we never bitched or cried or complained about it, even though, you know, we were kids. And I was thinking to myself, like, even now, like, grown adults looking at that schedule, they wouldn't have.
Would have been overwhelmed.
They wouldn't have been able to.
It would have been overwhelmed.
There would have been some excuses or some are just a flat out, oh, I'm not doing this today. I don't feel like it. But we never had those moments. Like, every day we was doing it. Like, you know what I mean?
Hungry.
There was no, you can't do it. No matter how you felt, like, we were pretty much robots when it came to that system, you know what I mean? And followed it to the T. So we're definitely aware of like hard work and how it's, you know what I mean, just like what
The
that
dedication
consists
is
of
there.
and what it
And
looks like.
that's definitely what the perks of being signed to a major label too, because they have the manpower and the budget and the resources to put you into everywhere you need to be.
Yeah.
You know, so the scheduling and everything is there. So that's
It's
the
a good
best thing
problem
about
to
it.
have to
Yeah.
be too
Oh, yeah, of
busy.
course.
It's
Yeah.
a great problem
That's
to
a
have.
great problem
It's
to
great to
have.
be like double, triple booked.
Yeah.
That's great.
So how is it now going from having that experience of being signed to a major label to the independent route and kind of doing it all yourself?
I love it now.
Yeah.
It's got its pros and its cons,
Yeah.
but the pros about being independent now, I think it's like we actually had to learn. We got the knowledge from being signed from labels behind, so we took that basic knowledge that we had and basically applied it in to what we're doing independently now. And you know, when you've been with Bad Boy, you've been with Disney, Motown, and things like that, you kind of get a sense of how everything moves. You know what I mean? And you can kind of replicate that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but once you're like independent, you kind of realize like it's way deeper than, you know, what you realized at first. Like if you're assigned to, you know, a major label and then, you know, you kind of get to see what they're doing for you and like they're hiring this guy to do this job for you. But like when you're independent and it's on you to make all that stuff happen, it's like there's way more steps than you realize.
R&B Only Live is a show that will take you on a journey of R&B music from past, present, and future. We bring together the best of the genre with our all-female DJs, talented hosts, and electrifying energy all night long. Get tickets to the tour now at rnbonly.com/calendar and vibe with a room full of R&B lovers.